Hey guys, Felicity here. Got a fun, fast flow for you, so we are going to jump straight in. We're going to start in our tabletop position, and we're just going to start moving through some cat-cows. So dropping the belly, arching the back, stick that bum out, bring your gaze up on the inhale. As you exhale, tilt the pelvis round the back, draw the belly into the spine. And just moving with your own breath, and feel free here for any other movements that your body's calling for. Just bringing that breath awareness into the movement and just starting to warm up through the body. So there might be some hip rolls, maybe knocking the hips from side to side. Start to tap into your Ujjayi breath. And then on your next round of cat-cow, we're going to draw back to a child's pose. Keep those knees at hip distance apart and just walk those hands out, coming onto the fingertips. Drop the head down, ears in line with the arms, and start to stretch through the arms and into the shoulders. Come back to all fours, curl into the toes, and start to make your way up to your downward dog. And when you arrive here, start by just pedaling out the legs, stretching into the hamstrings. Notice any tightness. Being kind, acknowledging where you're at. And then we'll find stillness here for 5 breaths. Ground down through the heels. Draw that belly in. Let's take an inhale together. On your exhale, bend the legs, bring the gaze to the hands, step to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up, lead with your prayer. Exhale, prayer at heart center. Let's bring that prayer back up above our head, and we're just going to come into some side stretches. So index finger and thumb wrap around the left wrist. Tilt yourself over to the right-hand side. You can drop that gaze down. Come back up to center and reverse. So left index finger and thumb wrap around the wrist. Drop the gaze down to the mat. Nice. Back to center, draw those arms down. Inhale, prayer comes up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, there's your halfway lift. Exhale, step back to your plank. Take an inhale here. Use your exhale for either knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. Find your upward dog or your low cobra. Exhale, roll back, downward dog. Take an inhale here. Use the exhale, bend the legs, gaze comes to the hands, step to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up, lead with your prayer, gaze comes up. Exhale, prayer at heart center. Same thing again. Inhale, prayer comes up. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift, flat back. Step back to your plank. Strong through the arms, engage the core. Take an inhale here. Exhale, knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. Find your upward dog or your low cobra. Exhale, roll back, downward dog here for 5 breaths. Inhale. Exhale, bend through the legs, gaze comes to the hands, step to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Rise up, lead with your prayer. Exhale, prayer at heart center. Inhale, prayer comes up. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, step back to your plank. Take an inhale. Exhale, knees, chest, chin or chaturanga. Upward dog or low cobra. Exhale, roll back, downward dog. On the inhale, we're going to float that right leg up and out behind us. Open the hip and just start to draw circles. You can bend into that right leg. Bring that right heel to the left bum. Open the hips up. On the next exhale, round into the back, draw the knee in. Step that right foot between the hands. We're going to rise up and find our warrior one. So let's widen the stance. Arms are an extension of the heart, and we breathe here. Steady in the gaze. Keep that right leg bent. We're going to draw the arms behind our back. Now, don't worry if the palms don't meet, but we're going to try and straighten through the arms behind us. Take an inhale, expand through the chest. As you exhale, keep that right leg bent. We're going to start to draw the torso down, finding our humble warrior. Gaze rests on that front big toe. Notice if all that weight is coming into the front leg. Let's try and balance that weight distribution out. Straighten that left leg more and more. Let's take one more inhale. Exhale, rise back up. Release the arms back into your warrior one. Exhale, float those hands down. Walk that right foot back to the middle of the mat. Step back to your plank. Take an inhale here. On the exhale, drop the knees, stick the bum out, start to lower the chest and chin down. Slide onto the belly, find your low cobra. Exhale, push back to your child's pose, curl into the toes. Rise back up, find your downward dog. Take an inhale here. On the exhale, bend through the legs, gaze comes to the hands, step to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up, lead with your prayer. Exhale, prayer to heart center, moving over to the other side. Inhale, prayer comes up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, step back to your plank. Engage that core, strong through the arms, strong through the legs. Take an inhale. Move through your knees, chest, chin or chaturanga. Find your upward dog or your low cobra. Open through the chest, drop those hips down. Exhale, roll back, downward dog. Inhale, float that left leg up out behind you. Open the hips. Start to draw circles. Bend into that left leg. Bring that left heel to the right butt cheek. Open the hips. Inhale. On the exhale, round the back, draw that knee in. Step the left foot forward. Let's find our warrior one on the other side. Left leg is bent, right leg is straight. And we breathe here. Let's draw those arms behind us. Take an inhale, open the chest up. On the exhale, start to fold the torso down. That left shoulder might rest on that left knee, or the torso comes down through that space. Either way, gaze rests on that front big toe. Try to keep those hips closed. Notice what's going on in the legs. Straighten that back leg more and more. Find that little pinky toe at the back, grip down to the mat. Let's rise back up, find our warrior one. On the exhale, float the hands down, walk that back foot to the middle of the front foot to the middle of the mat. Step your right foot to meet the left. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, fold. Let's grab the big toes with our peace fingers. Feet are hip distance apart. Take an inhale, find your flat back. On the exhale, bend the elbows out to the sides, draw the torso down. Head hangs off the neck. Take a bend in the legs if you'd like. Notice what the hamstrings are saying, what they're telling you. With each exhale, try and draw that torso, draw that belly closer to the legs. Let's release that bind. Take an inhale in your fold. Use the exhale, deep bend in the legs. Slowly, vertebra by vertebra, we roll up. Stand tall in your Tadasana. Inhale, prayer comes up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, step back to your plank. Take an inhale here. On the exhale, knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. Find your upward dog or your low cobra. Exhale, roll back, downward dog. Inhale, let's float that right leg up and out behind us. Lift that leg high. Exhale, round into the back. Hug that right knee in under the chest. Let's step that right foot between the hands. Drop the left knee down. Keep those left toes curled under. Let's find our low lunge. We're going to sink into the hips. Arms come straight up past the ears. Imagine you're holding a ball above the head. Breathing here. Preparing for a twist. Left arm comes forward, right arm draws behind. So we've got this push-pull action. That left shoulder is drawing to the front of the room. That right shoulder is drawing behind. Thumbs are facing up. Maybe that gaze comes to the back thumb. From here, we're going to drop that right arm down to the left thigh. Left arm draws up and over. Find a small back bend. Stay with the breath. Take one more inhale. Exhale, come back to the twist. Slowly, with control, find your way back to the front, back into your low lunge. We're going to move into a skandasana, so you can use your hands for support if you want to play with the strength. We're going to keep that right leg bent, coming onto the heel of the left foot. Right elbow comes into the right knee. Gaze rests on that left big toe. Open the chest, draw those shoulders away from the ears. One more breath. On the exhale, with control, we're going to lower our sitting bones down. The bottom of the right foot is coming into the left inner thigh. Left hand rests on that right leg. We're going to find a nice stretch here. So right arm draws up and over. Left elbow rests on that left inner thigh. Gaze is up to the ceiling, up to the sky. Use your next exhale to travel the arms back down. Right hand is come to rest outside the right hip. We're coming into a supported wild thing. So we're going to start to lift the hips up. Left arm opens, chest opens. Gaze comes up with each exhale. See if you can lift the pelvis a little bit higher. Let's take one more inhale. Exhale, come back down the way you traveled up. Coming into a fold here. So the bottom of the right foot is going to stay in the inner left thigh. Janusirasasana. Take an inhale at the top. Exhale, roll yourself down. Slowly start to walk yourself back up. We're going to bring the hands back to the front of the mat. Now we're going to keep that left leg extended, curl the toes in, hug that right knee in to the chest, round that back. On the exhale, push back, find your downward dog splits. On the next exhale, let's float that right foot down to meet the left, pedal it out. And we'll pause in downward dog for 5 breaths. Let's take an inhale together. Exhale, bend the legs, gaze comes to the hands, step to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. We're staying for the fold. Now you've got the option to take your peace finger bind again, or we're going to lift the feet up and draw the hands in underneath the feet. Toes rest on the wrists. On the next exhale, draw those elbows out to the side. Torso drapes over the legs, head hangs off the neck. Let's start to draw those hands back out. Take a deep bend through the legs. Slowly, we roll up to stand. Stand tall in your Tadasana. Inhale, prayer comes up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, step back to your plank. Take an inhale here. On the exhale, knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. Find your upward dog or your low cobra. Exhale, roll back, downward dog. Inhale, left leg floats up, downward dog splits. On the exhale, round into the back, hug that knee in. Step that left foot in front, drop the right knee down, keep the toes curled at the back. Let's rise up, find our low lunge, sink into the hips. Strong arms gliding past the ears. Coming into that twist, right arm extends forward, left arm extends back. So the left shoulder is drawing back, right shoulder is drawing forward. Maybe that gaze starts to move slowly closer and closer to that left thumb. Let's find that back bend. Left hand drops down, right arm comes up and over. Move with the breath, come back to the twist. Slowly start to come back to center, back to your low lunge. And starting to prepare to come into our Skandasana on the other side. So left leg will stay bent. Coming onto the heel of the right foot. Gaze rests on that right big toe. And then slowly with control, we come down to our seat. Bottom of the left foot comes into the right inner thigh. Right hand rests on the left leg. Let's find that fold, that stretch on the left-hand side of the body. Take an inhale. Use the exhale to float that left hand down outside the left hip, coming into that supported wild thing. So right arm sweeps over the head, lift the hips up. Strong through the pelvis, strong through the core, finding some height. One more breath. Inhale. Exhale, come back down the way you came up. And we'll come to face over that extended right leg, coming into our fold on the other side. Take an inhale at the top. Exhale, we fold. Slowly start to walk yourself back up. Hands will swivel back to the front of the mat. We're going to curl into the toes of the right foot. Hug that left knee in under the chest. Exhale, extend backwards, downward dog splits just for one breath. Exhale, left foot comes down to meet the right. Inhale here. Exhale, bend through the legs. Gaze comes to the hands, step to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, fold. Let's heel toe, those feet out. Heels stay on the mat, toes spill out to the sides. Right hand comes out in front, about 2 foot distance. We're going to wrap the left hand around the outside of the right leg, and we find this twist with a wide-legged stance, drawing that gaze in under the right armpit, deep bend in the left arm. Move over to the other side. Left hand comes out in front. Right hand wraps around the outside of the left leg. And we fold and twist. Come back to center. Let's heel toe, those feet together. Inhale, there's a halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up, lead with your prayer. Exhale, prayer at heart center. Inhale, prayer comes up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, step back to your plank. Take an inhale here. On the exhale, nice and strong, slowly through your chaturanga, start to lower yourself down to the belly. We're going to come into a locust sway here. So we're going to bring the arms out to a T. We're going to start with the right ear coming down to the mat. Draw that left hand in under the left shoulder for support. Bend into the left leg. We're going to step the left foot behind us, so rolling onto the right hand side. Left foot is grounded behind us. Left knee shines up, getting this deep, juicy twist into the right shoulder. And we're going to come back to center. Arms back out into a T. Left ear comes onto the mat. Right hand draws in under the right shoulder. Bend into the right leg, step the right foot behind. And we breathe. Slowly come back onto the belly. And from here, we're going to roll onto our backs. And when you arrive on your back, hug those knees into your chest. Round into the spine. Let's draw the head up towards the knee. Bring yourself into a tight little ball. Keep the knees in the chest. Let the torso drop back down. Arms back into a T position. Use your exhale to let both knees drop over to the right-hand side, coming into a supine twist. Right hand can rest on top of the knees. Gaze can draw over to the left shoulder. Bring your gaze back to center, float those knees all the way over to the left-hand side. Left hand can rest on top, gaze over the right shoulder. And floating back to center. For our Savasana, I'm going to give you the option to take Baddha Konasana in the legs. So if you'd rather not and you'd like to take traditional Savasana, then please go ahead and straighten those legs out. Otherwise, if you'd like to finish with a bit of a hip opener, we're going to bring the bottoms of the feet together. And you can have those hands either resting on the tops of the thighs or just on the floor either side, whatever speaks to you. And after all that heat that we've just generated, welcome this cooler part of your practice. Notice the breath. Notice what thoughts start to flood in and crowd your mind. Set them aside and give yourself permission for this moment of surrender, and just allow the physical body to start to melt down into the mat as you take a moment of rest and stillness here. Notice where the mind drifted to. Become aware of the breath. Lick the lips. Wriggle the toes. If you've got your legs still in that hip opener, then get you to close the knees over to the right hand side. And then finding almost like a windshield wiper action, just letting both knees drop over from side to side, just bringing a little bit of mobility and movement back. You might draw those arms up over the head, grasp opposite elbows or wrists. And then we'll make our way over to the right hand side, drawing the knees into the chest and making a pillow for the head with the hands or the arms. More pause here. And then using that left hand for support, we'll draw ourselves up into any comfortable seat. And keeping those eyes closed, Hands come to prayer at heart center. Draw your prayer up to your third eye. Thank you for joining me in your practice today. I hope to see you all soon. The light in me sees and honors the light in you. Namaste.